The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Where my girls got the sweetest
pussy.
Welcome to SinCityBounty.
.com. Holy shit, I blew that shit out.
Yeah, we did.
Turn down my monitor, Joan.
As you see,
Wow.
we're missing the beautiful Toxi. Actually, she's here.
And she's in Vegas.
Yeah.
She's here in spirit.
Yes.
And Andy's Mints.
And Andy's Mitts, right. But since she is not here, Sierra and I are going to talk about BJ's.
BJ's, baby.
BJ's, baby. Because Toxi is totally not into this kind of stuff. So we're going to steal a few moments to talk about what BJ's are. So there's this huge thing. It's been going on for a few years, but there's this huge community that's growing. And you've probably seen it on your friends posted their pictures of their journals or their planners or their plurnals, which is, I love that word.
I love plurnal. Although Janner is okay, it's acceptable.
Janner's good. Plurnal is my favorite.
We can't use the real word for what these people are well, the word where this stuff came from, because it's trademarked.
Yes, and that is called bullet journaling, which is actually a system, I know, which is actually a system of how to keep up with your to-do lists, plan your days, plan your weeks, plan your years, to make sure that you keep going and get shit done, right?
Now, I know all of you fuckers out there are like, well, that's what my phone and my Google Calendar is for. And let me tell you, I thought so too. I was a Google Calendar girl, and I still am. At this moment in time, I have my Google Calendar open with my plurnal upon the table. And that is how it is every day.
Yeah.
Because shit like my air flights, because I get my confirmations to my email, automatically get logged into my calendar. And so I get notifications, which is great. So I'm never late for my planes anymore. But it also there was a ton of shit I was missing every day. Stuff I was missing out on, stuff I wasn't doing, stuff I would be like, oh, I forgot to do it. But now that I have to write it down every day, I do it far more often.
So the bullet journaling craze that is out there is huge, but most people don't really do the actual system of bullet journaling, but the whole planner community, whatever it is that you're carrying around. I think I'm going to start calling mine a Zibaldone, because that just sounds cool, and I'll do it in the accent.
Zibaldone.
People just call it a bujo, which is short for bullet journaling, bujo.
That's also trademarked.
That is also trademarked. I love that word. I don't mind saying it. But I've fallen in love with plurnal.
I do too.
It's easier to say than Zibaldone.
BJ's the best, though. Be like,
BJ's awesome.
I need to get my BJ in for the day.
So tell everybody out there why you started plurnaling in the first place.
My life is a wreck. From the day I get up, from the minute I get up to the minute I go to bed, no matter how up to date my Google Calendar is. And thank you, Google and Facebook, for finally coming together and allowing the two calendars to merge. I'm still a fucking tragic walking mess of a person, and I needed more control, and I needed to a way to just get a handle on shit, and I'm finally starting to do it. But I'm also this year dedicating to being more creative, and I needed a creative outlet that was random and allowed me to do whatever it was that I was feeling in the moment, because I think I might have a little ADHD, because I can't stick to one thing for very long, but I'll always come back to it. So journaling or plurnaling or bullet journaling or whatever you want to call it has allowed me to get like somewhat creative every day, a little bit, so it kind of feeds that outlet. See, like I'm doodling, like John can probably zoom in on it here, and Facebook Well, you can't see that. But anyway.
You want me to take it closer?
Yeah. Hold on. He's going to do a zoom in. So next Sunday is the first Sunday I haven't had shit to do. I scheduled that motherfucking for gaming. Look at that. I made the whole day gaming. You can take that up there. Facebook. So when I open it up to Sunday and I'm like, what do I got to do today? Oh, play Witcher 3. That's what I got to do today.
So, and you've been doing it for
2.5
months?
For about 2 months. I started in the middle of December.
And you like
Actually, I can tell you exactly when I started it. Because I started it in this journal.
This is how much she likes it. She likes it so much that she started off with this notebook that was a gift and some pens that she had laying around her house because she's kind of crafty anyway, to now having a tall rolling cart filled with supplies, and that's not all of them.
No, that's not all of them. And also, so here's the thing about that cart. There are only 3 items on that cart that I have purchased recently specifically for journaling. Right. One was one little washi tape, which is a little middle finger, and it's a whole sheet of them. It's fucking wonderful. I love it. I use it all over the place. A pack of 12 cheapo plastic Valentine's Day spirographs, and I'm just giving them out to people because I wanted one, and they were like 25 cents yesterday, so I bought them. And my 3-hole punch. But I didn't buy the 3-hole punch for the journaling. I bought it for something else, for my class that I teach, because I need to keep papers. And I've literally got 2 years of papers that have not been 3-hole punched, and I need to 3-hole punch them. So I bought an electric 3-hole punch. I started this. I named it Kiss the Bullet. That's what it's called, is Kiss the Bullet. Kiss is keep it simple, stupid.
Actually, we like to say keep it simple, sweetheart, because we don't want to be rude. Well, but you're a whole different story.
Keep it simple, sucker. How about that? So I named it Kiss the Bullet on 12/5/17.
Right.
So it's been over 2 months now.
She promised herself that she would wait 6 months doing it this way until she invested in an actual journal,
put
hard
money
journal,
into a hard journal.
Traveler's notebook system journal, whatever it is.
It's definitely going to be a traveler's notebook system, which is basically just a cover with elastic bands in it so I can put stuff in and take stuff out and put stuff in. Because there are trackers that I have that are going to last me a year, but journals will not last me a year because I have discovered that I need to do a single page a day journal, single page a day.
Has it been helping?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
She was telling me earlier that they had missed a tax appointment because it wasn't in her plurnal.
It is not anywhere in here.
The new appointment is now in her plurnal, and she will definitely not miss it.
Friday. Tax at CC.
So that's good that you've started this. And is this the first time you've ever done anything like that? You've never had planners before or anything? Or
I have had about 275 different planners in my life. The problem I have always ended up coming across, and I actually have right now 2 other dated planners for 2018. I didn't buy them myself. Somebody gave them to me. The problem I have with structured planners is that they're structured. Is that I have no control over what I can put in there, and usually the space is way too small. And so I'm like, oh, well, I'll put that note over here, but then I'll forget that fucking sticky note, or it'll fly out the window because I had the window open, or, whatever. But everything goes in here. Mm-hmm. My daily work shit that I've done, like the stuff that I did yesterday. I didn't log anything today because my one log is going to be warehouse bullshit, because that's what I dealt with all day today was warehouse bullshit. It was just moving 735,000 pounds of machinery from here to here. And then half of that back, and then a quarter of that back to over here. That's all I did all fucking day today. If I see another pallet jack before tomorrow, I'm going to be crazy. Anyway, it's all in here.
I totally forgot what my original question was. Anyway, so...
Does it help? It helps.
Oh, that's right. It helps. So I have been a journaler since forever. I've been doing some kind of journaling, and I got into planners about the year 2000. Someone gave me this planner thing with the calendars and the the time things and the weeklies, and I'd really not a big fan of the weekly thing. I became more of a monthly person where I just keep a calendar, everything goes on there, and then I have blank pages for journaling because I like to write about my day and stuff like that. And then when I discovered this community, the Bujo community, I think that's what they call it, right?
Yeah,
BJ
planner
community, the planner community.
I like BJ community myself.
Yeah. I discovered things like collections. I never thought, because I would collect quotes, but they would be sparsed out throughout all the pages, and then you'd have to go searching for them. I never thought to put them all on one page specifically for quotes. Or people that piss me off and why. Put it all on one page so you could just fucking scream at that page all you fucking want all the time.
Fuck yeah!
So I fell in love with the whole collections kind of aspect of it. And so in mine, and this is a $5 notebook I bought like 10 years ago at a Ross, I think.
I love those places.
The paper is amazing. I've watercolored in this. I've taped shit in there. I've used markers. There's barely any bleeding, which is awesome, which is a huge term in the journaling community about the kind of paper that you use. And what was I talking about?
That you've been doing it forever?
Oh, I've been doing it forever. But now I have all these little places, like this is everything that I've watched so far, and then I get to draw, like there's my little Doctor Who. Can you see it over there? No. Okay.
TARDIS.
I like journaling or keeping a yearly planner. Can't put that on the air. Keeping a yearly planner because of the history that it records, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's
a
awesome.
huge recorder of history. Every time I meet with my mom, I always write a really long thing about it, about at the time I spent with my mom and all the things that she said that were hilarious. And then every time I spend time with my friends, I always write this really long thing. So I'm a history keeper, as it were. And not necessarily, gotta make sure that doesn't get on camera.
It's
so
a
I
big
fell in love with
penis.
that. And then it's always been writing. I've never done like doodles and drawings and shit like that.
But you're an artist.
I am, but I never thought to include it.
She's not like, oh, my friend's an artist, they do like doodling or whatever. She literally gets paid to draw pretty for people.
Right. So I wanted to, I'm going to invest in one of those like 20-something dollar books coming up real soon. I think it's like $24.
Oh, you're going to do the...
I want to do the Seven Seas, the
Japanese
Nanami, the Tomoe paper, because I'm a calligrapher as well. So I want the experience of that smooth, beautiful paper just for fountain pens, just for calligraphy pens. So I'm going to move into one of those, but I'm going to wait till the end of the year. I'm going to use this book for this year. But I did buy a 97 cents graph paper composition book at Walmart to practice with, and I'm going to tell you, the shit that I've done in this book is better than the shit that I've done in my real book. This is my fucking practice book, and it's fucking art in there.
It's beautiful.
That's fucking art.
Those daffodils are amazing,
That's like,
by the way.
That's like, I think I'm in the Netherlands. Oh, wait,
That's
those are
tulips. Meanwhile, my daffodil looks like something a third grader drew. Really, you should compare the two. Can we do a side-by-side comparison of your daffodil
Yours is
and
much more
my
functional than mine, though.
shitty daffodil?
Yeah, daffodils, right?
Yeah.
Look, Toxi's here. We got to stop talking about the BJs.
So look, they can't see it on there, but
No.
you can see it. You see my daffodil? Look at her fucking picturesque daffodils.
It's because it's windy. That's the only reason they look sexy. Hey, if John had a big giant fan here on the floor and the wind was blowing our hair like this, we would look like fucking hot-ass daffodils.
Would look like a hot-ass something. Not
All
a
right,
daffodil.
so that is the end of the BJ section of the show.
No, it's not.
How did I miss the BJ section?
Because Toxi is here.
And now
but-
it's time for the putting it in the ass section.
And if that's the only reason you're watching this, you're welcome to stay for the rest of it. We're going to talk about other sex stuff. Right? Toxi?
I'm certain.
I think we forgot to share. So.
Oh, so I posted a picture of my new cart. By the way, it's called a C.O.C.K. That is short for Compartmentalized Organizational Craft Cart. C.O.C.K. C.O.C.K. So one of the comments on my picture was, it's a Raskog, by the way, from IKEA. Shameless plug. Love that place. As a matter of fact, the reason I went is because I shopped at IKEA so much last year, they sent me a free bag.
Nice.
I love the IKEA bags, by the way. Like,
I
I
have-
have them all over my
yeah.
house.
I have 4 Raskog C.O.C.Ks, so it's pretty much a Swedish craft bukkake up in this bitch.
Oh,
I'm
that's
jealous.
hilarious.
I'm probably going to get at least 2 more. Anyway, it's Tuesday. This is episode number 370, which means in 30 episodes, you know what's going to happen, right? Our big 100-episode show. We are taking suggestions on where to do that show and what to do for that show.
Yes.
It'll probably be on a Tuesday, but we might do it on a Friday or a Saturday just because we'll probably want to make it 2 or 3 hours long because it's a big special
And we
show.
like to invite people, and
like
most
to
people
invite
have the
people.
weekends off, so.
I have a really huge bedroom. Let's just invite
You
everyone
do have a
over.
big bedroom.
I do. I always say there's not a lot of entertaining space in
But
my
there's a lot of
house
fucking space.
unless it's in my bedroom. So
Alrighty then. I don't know if I'd want that many people in my bedroom.
You've had that many people in your bedroom.
Call a bitch out, why don't you?
This motherfucker. Like we haven't been naked with 8 other people in one room at the same time.
Oh my God, those great
I
old
have not been
days.
invited to these parties. I'm feeling
This
kind
is
of
before
jealous.
you.
This is a long time
And then
before.
we
didn't
drank.
even-
We drank so much. We're still drying out our livers now.
Yeah. Oh my God, those days were crazy. This is so far before you. We didn't even know the person who introduced us to you. We didn't even know that person existed. The existence.
Hi. Is that better?
Yeah.
Hi. I didn't even see you over there.
She's slouching
Chilling.
like a villain.
All right. So you had like a litany of things that you wanted to talk about
I
today.
had a few things.
Yeah.
I just have to share. Like, this is one of the moments where
I'm so sad you scribbled the name out.
I know. I can't, for legal reasons, I can't show any of this.
Let me
But
take
I
some
have-
notes.
I have those moments where my career and my mommy life and my show life collide, and tonight was the night. And it was like, bam! And I'm like literally driving here like on the phone with a client, and then my daughter's like texting me, I can't find my shin guards. I'm like, oh my God, where were her shin guards? And then I'm like, texting you guys like, oh my God, now I'm stuck in traffic and I'm late. So
Woosah.
the show's over in what, 5 minutes? But I've
Again, it's taken in the ass section.
made it. I have lube on my list, so that makes sense.
Yeah, lube should always be on your list. Ladies and gentlemen, if you make a list for any reason whatsoever, at the very bottom, in your BJ, at the very bottom, the very last thing on your list, to remind you, lube.
I missed the BJ section. So,
Lube. There's always time for lube.
I love that movie.
That's
Do
a
you
great
remember what
movie.
movie it came from?
Yeah, it's from that David Duchovny movie about
Yeah.
the stupid aliens and they killed them with dandruff
I
shampoo.
love that.
It's a great movie.
Selenium. I just watched that the other day, or a couple weeks ago, as a matter of fact.
Fucking Head and Shoulders saved the day.
My cable went out. Ugh, fucking cable. My cable went out, and I said, well, I got some DVDs around here somewhere. Evolution.
Evolution.
That's the name of it.
it's not the main thing I wanted to talk about, but I wrote lube because I just have to share. My sister and her husband are like extreme couponers. And as I was
I want
getting
to learn that skill. It's
so good. They're
I
so
hear
good.
about people walking out of the store with like 2 carts full of stuff and they paid $4 for it. I'm
Like,
like,
yeah, like
what the
7 cents.
fuck is happening and how do they do that?
I'm literally, as I was getting ready tonight, I had to send my sister a photo. I'm wearing nail polish, I'm wearing eyeshadow, I'm wearing mascara. What made me think of it, I asked her to get me more of this mascara. The shampoo that's been used in my hair, the hairspray that's been used in my hair, and the deodorant that I have on right now.
It's effective.
Are all from their extreme couponing.
So they cost you what, 13 cents?
Probably 13 cents. I don't know, some shit like that. Like, not much at all. So I'm literally decked out. There we go. So I'm literally decked out in stuff, but I almost forgot. She also, in one of the bags, gave me lube. So this is the same one where my sister bought me a vibrator for Christmas, and now she's giving me lube. I can't bring myself to use them. I don't want to think that this pleasure in any way was derived from a family member. Like, I just can't
Regift
do
it. Put it in the little regift box.
Yeah.
I'll be like, here's some leave and a vibe from my sister.
Yeah, just whenever I get stuff
give a
like
fuck.
that, like there are tons of times where people will give me a gift, and it breaks my heart. But sometimes it's handmade, and it's just not that pretty.
Like my clown vomit scarf, which she asked for, by the way.
What's that?
The clown vomit scarf.
No, I still have it.
I know you still
I still
have
use it.
but it's hideous.
It is, but I still use it because you made it. But there are some people I don't really care. So I have this box hidden away, and all this crap goes in it. And I want to forget about it.
Right.
Because in 5 years, where I don't care anymore because I don't know who gave it to me, I will regift that motherfucker. I just, fingers crossed, I don't regift it to the person who gave it to me.
You need to start
Right.
putting little. Okay, so Post-it now makes that Post-it note label tape.
Yeah.
You need to start putting labels on it,
That's
so you don't give me
actually a
back
really
my
good
crappy
idea.
gift.
Because there's a couple things. There's a couple things that I have to put in that box that I just don't want anymore, and I'm thinking, because I didn't like it so much, I've kind of forgotten who's given it to me. So I'll just make up some names on there, just make sure it don't go that way. Or I'll ask you. I think you were there with me when I got them, so.
So I wanted to discuss revenge and ex-revenge very specifically.
Revenge on your exes?
On or from.
Or from your exes?
Or from. So you always hear these crazy stories, but my friend, and I have to be careful because, again, it's something that, I won't, like, pass out their info. But my friend received, in lieu of a resume, a letter. And so when I read it, I couldn't believe it and felt I would share because this is kind of a horrible, but like the ultimate ex kind of getty backy, I guess. The ultimate ex revenge.
Wow. Okay.
The ex getty backy.
So this came in a professional manner.
In a professional manner. This was distributed in a professional manner.
Okay.
It comes with the individuals, all of their contact info.
Just
all
like
of
on a
it.
resume, all that
Yep.
stuff up in the top.
And it says this resume is being sent out by, we'll go with Bob. By Bob's ex, after I found out he has been cheating on me. I figure since he's looking for a new job, I'd dilute his pool. Smiley face. Bob has a huge foot fetish, and he loves to smell, lick, and kiss women's socks, shoes, and boots.
This is a real letter.
This is real. This is real, sent to a potential employer. He also has a huge weakness for women's feet in black tights. I once talked him into spending an entire day wearing a dress, panties, and tights just to spend 5 minutes smelling and licking my feet while I wore tights. I also found out he was paying random women money in person to smell and lick their boots and socks. He was also paying random women money online for pics of their feet in black tights and cute socks. Needless to say, if he wants to cheat, then I'm happy exposing his secret life to the world. Please contact him. Have a blast at his expense. Hell, call him in for an interview and then ask him about feet and cross-dressing. Smiley face. Love, the ex-girlfriend.
Okay, so
Oh my God.
let me start off with this.
Okay.
I want to rebut this. And never at any time did she mention that he had sex with other women.
Right.
Just that he paid to have a it was a sexual fetish, but a non-intercourse interaction that happened to involve his fetish. He did not fuck anyone. He simply smelled and licked some toes, right?
Right.
This is not something this bitch needs to be getting upset about. As a matter of fact, she should be paying those women as well. You know why? She's off the hook now. Now she can wear whatever fucked up ratty ass socks she wants. She don't have to go get no goddamn pedicures or make sure there ain't no toe jam up in there. She can be as funkadelic with her feet as she wants to be. She just knows she's going to have to spend $20 to make sure he's got the money he needs to go get his foot fetish somewhere else.
And as we were discussing previously, he might want some toe jam in there.
But anyhow, so first off, Honey Bear, he didn't fuck nobody. At least not according to you. He didn't fuck nobody. He looked at some feet. He sucked some toes. He sniffed a dirty shoe. How in all of God's creation is that supposed to upset me or anyone else who reads this?
Because it wasn't my feet. Because he went to random women. That she said that phrase twice. Random women.
The way she describes having
Yeah.
to do these things for him, she did not enjoy doing them.
Yeah.
What's the worst he's going to come home with? Thrush?
Athlete's foot of the mouth.
That's thrush. You're going to have to feed him some antibiotics a couple of days and make sure he doesn't drink any milk. It ain't syphilis, bitch. Jesus Christ, I hate women like this.
So
I hate men like this. I hate when he's like, my girl was flirting with a guy at the bar and she got a free drink you didn't have to pay for, bitch. Shut up. Jesus. She came home with you, didn't she? Asshole.
my ex was always like, go get the free drink.
He's like, sit on that guy's face.
Just get the drink.
Yeah, because then he doesn't have to spend any
Right, that was
goddamn-
it. That was it.
Right.
He's like, if you can get a Coach purse out of it, just go do your thing.
As long as he don't got to pay for it.
Right.
But what if they want to lick my feet? Let them lick the toes.
Right.
I'm good with that.
Right. He'll
Less
throw
toe
it,
licking out to do later.
he'll throw it out there. He'll be like, by the way, she'll lick your feet too. No.
Your ex-husband is what we usually call a pimp.
Probably why he's the ex.
This is very good reasonings.
So what was your reaction when you first opened this?
I don't even know.
You're
I don't
dumbfounded.
even know. Like, it's dumbfounding. Yeah, it's completely dumbfounding.
I'd hire this guy. I'm just saying.
Well-
and then I'd walk around in black tights all day.
I'd be like, you want a raise? It's not really in the budget, but
I'd slip my
Check
shoes
this
off
out.
and just come walking past his desk and be like, hi, Bob.
Well, you know what? If I could see you totally hiring him because you would hook him up with all the people he needed to know because you know them all anyway.
Yes,
from
because... Yeah, sorry.
sorry, no, go on.
Because even my mother would contact me about certain fetishes for certain people and ask opinions on how to handle them. I am the fetish queen. Apparently.
So for me, I mean, my first thought was, this isn't real. This can't be. Who's playing
Right.
a joke on me? Like, this is
Right.
not real. And then beyond that, there's a sense of anger that, you know, we all have our things. We totally all have our things. I didn't mean to stare right at you, Johnny, when I said that, by the way. I didn't mean to stare and point.
We all have these weird things we like to do.
Yeah, we all have these weird things. Way to Kevin do both. Sword crossing. We all have weird things. But I just feel, number one, to kind of put them out there, somebody else is out there, it's kind of appalling to me. Like, I'm not really Getty Backy anyway. Like, I'm not a revenge type
fan.
person.
Right.
Right.
Neither am I.
I mean, mentally, maybe, like, I'm like, oh yeah, if that dog bit him in the ass, like, I'm not gonna cry.
I give the dog a treat.
Right, in theory, but I mean, realistically, you know, no. However, it sucks when you cross the personal with the professional. So,
I'm just hoping this guy gets the job that he applies for.
right, the only problem
Well-
is he has to probably go back out there and kind of fix maybe what's been done. And the other thing is, not everyone is as open-minded, you know, as some are.
Some people
Did
will
you-
read this and be like, that goddamn toe sniffer. We can't hire no fucking toe sniffer up in here. Because what if he's thinking about my feet? Bitch, what if he is? Is he touching them? No. And if he does touch them and you don't want him to touch them, guess what? He's already face into your foot. Kick the bitch. Fuck.
Did you contact him to let him know
It's-
this was sent?
It's not a situation in which I could do so.
Oh.
So,
That sucks.
I hope
Can I?
someone
no.
contacts him to let him know that this is being done.
I do too. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is the
Although-
very definition of bullying.
Yeah, but I don't know. What if he kills her? I mean, we don't know this dude.
I'm telling you right now, a guy who sniffs toes not going to kill somebody.
Okay. I'll take your
Do
word
we know
on it.
that? I mean, have we done a study on previous, like,
Pretty sure.
people who
There is that guy on the Dexter TV series that he collected women's feet and broke their toes, you know. He was a serial killer.
But not to sniff them.
You might sniff him, who knows?
But we're missing the key point here. You said TV. So
That's where my life is led.
we're kind of good. We're kind of good there. But yeah,
How about
I
you
just
guys
think
in
it's
chat?
kinda
Would you guys in chat on Facebook, because we are live on Facebook for those of you who are watching the fancy YouTube video right now.
With all of the dancing feet behind us right now.
Yeah, Johnny, can you get that taken care of for us? Some dancing feet back behind us?
Not yours. Not yours. What did I miss before I got here? Someone's comment is... And put them up there.
That works for me.
Somebody's comment is lactating men is a miracle. How did I miss this? What did I miss? Why did I
That
miss?
is great. We're going to have a special guest host on to talk about lactating men.
What? How? Why? What are we talking about?
It came up as a topic of conversation during the WWDB
.com.
open house party, and it was a guest, a host from another show on the station from the Babes in Voiceland, and she said that she wanted to talk about lactating men on her show, but it's kind of a taboo subject. And I said, "Come on our show."
What? Can I Google this? Will I find this on YouPorn?
Yes, but let's not do it tonight. We're going to have her on as a guest.
I'm
Yes.
so confused. Why did I miss this?
I don't know. Why don't you ask your late leaving the house thing?
Somebody was probably licking her toes.
Yeah, I was busy getting my toes licked.
You know what? She probably, on a work level, couldn't reach out to this guy, but on a personal level,
I'm like, hey, I heard you pay money to lick ladies' feet. Do I have a job for you?
Oh, Lord. This poor man. Listen, honey, if you ever, Bob, whatever your name is, if you ever actually listen to this show, which is like, what in 3 billion? A chance it's going to happen?
7 billion.
0.4%.
Yeah.
within-
Point 0.0000123%. Fuck this cunt, guy. Seriously, Bob. This bitch is out of her fucking mind. Go sniff and lick all the fucking feet you want. If you're not bringing home syphilis or herpes, no one should give a shit.
You know, sniffing feet and licking toes is really not that huge of a fetish anymore.
It's not even... No, it is not. When there are guys who are into being ingested, having your feet licked is not a big deal.
Right. When they
because-
want to pretend that they're small and you're eating them, and then they're going to move around inside your stomach.
Or when they are absolutely convinced they are having a romantic relationship with dolphins.
Well, I mean, that's kind of normal.
Well, the feet fetish has been probably on almost every TV show.
Foot
Right.
fetish has been around for as long as there's been feet.
Yeah. Which is, I don't understand how people love feet, but that's me. I just don't get it.
There are grown-ass men who poop in diapers so that women can clean their asses like they are babies. Sniffing and licking feet is not a big fucking deal.
Someone said my dog likes to lick my toes. So does mine.
Mine
Dogs
do
are good
too.
for that.
Dogs are weird.
Yeah.
That's Erica, who we're going to have on the show.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, dog toe licking is pretty... Her fetish,
That's
not mine. It depends. Like, do you tuck peanut butter in there to encourage it? Then it's your fetish. I'm just saying. Like,
I'm
you
not
can
getting
say
it.
it's the dog's all you want, but if you're tucking little, milky bones in there, just saying.
I would be afraid, if I were to put stuff in between my toes for my dog to lick, I would be afraid of, because the dogs that I've had, I don't have a dog right now, but I'd be afraid that they would fucking bite.
They'd nibble.
To move the toes, get the toes out of the way.
My dog does it, and then I used to like freak out, like, no, don't do that. And then I read like he's a super anxious dog anyway, and so when you try to stop them, like he would just do it even more and more. And I read like it's a thing, like
It's a
if
sign
you-
of affection.
Yeah, and if you pull away, like he thinks like you're rejecting him, and so finally I'm like, go ahead, just here you go. Here's the other one too. I just need to even. If you're gonna lick one, you've got to lick the other. Like just even it out.
So let me ask you.
That's what he said.
So let me ask you a question. I used to have a boyfriend a long time ago, and we, when we lived together, we had a dog. We had a couple dogs. And when he got home from work, he was always all sweaty and salty and stuff like that. And he would lay down on the floor, and the dog would just lick every part of him.
Oh.
Arms, legs, neck, face, every part. And we would take off his shirt and the chest.
I mean, you would set the mood for the dog, like.
And I swear, it was like a 15 to 20 minute ordeal, almost every time. And he didn't moan like it was an erotic thing.
Right.
He didn't, but he so enjoyed it that he made sure that I was a little freaked out on the inside.
You should be.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Not normal.
Okay.
No. Not even in the realm of weird, but acceptable.
No. I mean, because for me, I'm like, well, I mean, it took me a while to just let him do, my feet. And yes, I mean, I am kind of insistent if you're going to do one, you have to do both. Because I can't have one feeling gross and the other one, totally normal. So you just have to even out my grossness like that.
Most guys, if you're going to lick one, you got to lick the other.
That's it. That's my role, too. I'm like, if you're going to work on one, you got to equal opportunity here.
She said, exactly would hurt her feelings if I didn't let her do it. What's better, to have the dog lick your face or lick your toes?
Toes, because...
they lick their butts with that tongue.
Right.
So I'll tell you a little story about, we had a guy come into, I used to be a veterinary technician, so we had a guy come into the office saying that there was something wrong with his dog, because every time his dog licked him, he got a rash. And so he assumed the dog was overly acidic or whatever, and weeks and weeks and weeks they were working on this thing, and so finally they're like, okay, well, how often does he lick you that you get a rash? And he's like, every time. And we finally coaxed it out of him that he's letting his dog lick him for hours at a time. And we're like, it's not the dog, weirdo, it's you. And how the veterinarian handled that was honestly one of the most professional things I've ever seen anyone do. Because when he finally gets out, when somehow we finally just well, how long is the dog licking you for before you get a rash? And he's like, well, it used to be that she could lick me for 3 or 4 hours, but now it's only 1 or 2. And the vet's just like, okay. So here's the thing.
I could just see the turmoil inside the head of the vet right now.
I had to leave the room. As soon as he went with, I used to be able to let her lick me for 3 to 4 hours. I was like, excuse me, doctor, I gotta go. And I left the room because I could not handle that. But she was just like, well, we were like, what did you say to him? She's like, well, I told him that dog saliva is very caustic to human skin, and that usually 1 or 2 licks is fine, but anything more than that is, he shouldn't let the dog lick him for more than a couple of minutes. And I was like, couple of minutes, doctor? That dog licks its butt! She's like, I know. Holy shit. I'm going to tell you.
I have so many friends that love their dogs. I mean, really, they're like their children.
I love my dogs.
And they constantly put these memes up about how loyal dogs are and dogs love you more than they love. I am going to so look at those in a totally different way now.
See, no, my dog's not allowed to lick my face, but he makes a game out of it. He wants to lick my face, and he knows I don't want to. So he'll get right up next to me. He'll just be like, hi. I'm like, hi, dog. I like you too, dog. No. So I like doing this all night on the couch because this big 100-pound dog's like, hi, Mom. I love you.
You've got his mannerisms down.
I do, don't I?
That's the best part. I feel like these conversations are really happening. We think she's pretending, but this is really
this is what my dog is like.
But see, I won't with my dog. I won't let my dog lick my face or my arms or anything like that. He can have at the feet. Sometimes he might lick on my leg a little. That's it. But for the reason you said, I'm like, no, you lick your ass with that mouth. No, you're not licking me. And the next thing you know, one of my cats I just love, and I'm totally that person who's holding her and she's there
fucking let me go.
Can I go? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna love you forever. But I'll pick her up and I'll be chilling. and I'll kiss her, and it's the same thing. Like she's also
also
a cat.
licking
She,
her
like,
ass.
licks her ass. Or like she goes to the bathroom in the litter box and then scrubs with her paws, and I mean just
It's not like she's washing her little feet afterwards.
No, she doesn't wash after. I've asked her to. But
I just see that cat. She'd be like, I don't think so.
But I have no issues. I don't do it with any other animal. I've had cats my whole life. I've never done it with any other. But this one, I will totally pick up and I'll just be like, Chili, just love me, Chili. And she's like, so. But she's so cute and fluffy. She's 2 years old, but
And
she
she's
still
the size
looks
of a
like
kitten.
Yeah, like she still looks like a kitten. And my baby's going to college soon, so all I have is this cat.
And
She's
the
gotta
dog that
love
licks your
me.
toes that's not even yours.
I know. The dog that I'm stuck with. I'm not friends with the dog. If that dog wanted to kiss me, I'd be like, dude, no. Not having it.
Mm-mm.
Ruff, ruff, no.
All right, we have about 10 minutes. You have a story about soccer day.
I do. So, 10 minutes? Or is that an hour? My contacts are bad. So, we have a professional soccer team here now, and it's the LV Lights. And on Saturday...
We recruited them all from Brazil.
It's Las Vegas Lights
Wow.
FC. If you go
Yes, Las
online,
Vegas Lights
make sure
FC.
you include FC, which stands for Football Club, which I found out from Southern Nevada Sports right here on WWDBTV.
.com.
I know all about local teams and sports because of those motherfuckers.
So...
Sorry. those
I'm sure
gentlemen.
they're not
Okay.
fucking your mothers.
Those gentlemen.
The gentleman. So I had not intended to go, although my daughter was, excited we're getting a
Oh, yeah.
team. I
It's
really
a
want to
pro
go.
team. It's like the
a
lowest
pro
level, but it's a
team.
pro team.
Right, it's a pro team.
It's like a
And
AAA
I had a
sports team.
friend who messaged me like, hey, I have some extra tickets. Do you want to go? My niece and nephew were over. My daughter, I'm like, hey, do you want to go? And she's like, oh, yeah. I mean, she was, up and
eats,
dressed.
lives, breathes, shits,
that's-
soccer.
And when she's not doing all of that, she's playing like FIFA on, Xbox or watching clips on YouTube. So we go, and at first, it was weird because, we get to some seats and everybody's standing. And I'm like, fuckers, like, you can see the field clearly if you sit. Please sit down. And we moved. We kept going further back and back to just try and see. And, we were near the goal, but we just had to keep. And I'm like, God, why are these people, why are they standing? And I realized after a while, it's because they're fucking insane. Like, they're so fucking excited that the first time that the team scored, the place went nuts. Like, smoke cannons went off, confetti cannons.
That's just what the
People-
fans brought.
People running up and down, like high-fiving up and down the rows, like screaming. And I'm like, dudes, like, this is a brand new team. It's not like you followed them your entire life. But they're like shouting out to the to the team, and they already knew who the players were, and so it was insane. And their next goal, it was crazy. And then my poor daughter's like, when the other team would
It's like,
score, they
how
came
come my
on.
soccer games aren't like this?
Right. But the other team came from Vancouver, and so she was cheering for them because no one was there to cheer for them, and they traveled all this way. And so I'm
Your
like,
daughter.
you're going to get us killed. And she's like, but someone has to cheer for them. And,
No.
their
You
goalie's
need to,
doing
you
really
know what?
good.
You need to make sure that she watches some foreign football, so she can
Right.
see how they've fucking torn down stadiums. These motherfuckers.
Yeah. So, I mean, she watches games all over. But
Or,
I think this was
games from Philly. Maybe.
And this was her second professional one. She went to one up in Utah, and had seen when we were in Salt Lake. She went to a professional game. So anyway, it was super awesome. But afterward, I go to the restroom. It was so cold. I sat in there for all of halftime.
There's heat in the bathroom.
I'm like, it's warm in here. I did it.
It's like, I'm not pooping. It's just cold outside.
Everyone like, hey, I'm not pooping in here. I'm just relaxing. So
That's what I do when I poop.
I came out, and I'm just standing there, and I'm observing. And I realized when I looked at the crowd, I realized, like, this is my heaven. This was my absolute heaven. Like, every dude that walked by me, I'm like, oh my God, he's cute. Oh my God, he's cute. Like, 7 of them, like, oh my God, you guys are all cute.
Because
The
they're
players.
all Latino men.
Every player they show, I'm like, oh my God, I love you.
All Latino men.
It was insane.
Toxi has a type.
I may.
You're gonna meet your Antonio Banderas.
I might. But it was great.
In her zibaldone.
She doesn't carry a Zilbaldone.
I don't even know what that is.
She wants a zibaldone.
It's a soccer player, honey. It's a soccer player. No, just kidding.
What?
It's a journal.
It's a book.
Oh, one of your books? We're good.
That's why we did that portion of the show when she was here.
That's right.
Because she'd be like, whatever.
So, because of Southern Nevada sports news, not only did I know about the Las Vegas Lights that are here, Las Vegas Lights FC that are here, I also Googled them and went to their website, and I read the RJ, I think it was an RJ article, 10,000 people
Yes.
showed up at the very first game.
Yes.
10,000.
It was beyond, and I was at the second game, and there was still at least 6,000.
So you
At
were in
least.
heaven.
I was in heaven. I
surrounded-
didn't want to leave. It was over, and I'm like, I'm not done yet. Like, I don't want to go.
I haven't gotten your number or your number or your
I
number.
could just see her the next time she goes to a game. It'll be totally low cut.
Yeah, no, now I
and
know.
miniskirt. Yeah.
No, I was wearing a UCLA sweatshirt. Like, I had a ponytail in. I was wearing some nice.
She got like some mascara from 3 days
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah. Smudge under my eye. Like, I'm wearing just some bright Nike sneakers.
She's gonna go in plush club clothes gear.
I was like,
Her daughter's going to be like, Mother, you need to put something on.
right. Well, her favorite is inappropriate. So,
Appropriate.
but I will totally ask her. Like, I'll be like, "Can you go get me that number?"
Would she do it?
No, she gets so embarrassed. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Get tickets for me too next time. We can tag team that.
Oh my gosh. So, needless to say, I'll be going to more games, and I'm quite the fan.
She's like,
Have you learned all the names of the players yet?
I have not.
No idea.
But I will. I mean, I'll work on names and numbers.
there's tight ass number 1.
I did see
The
one.
goalie.
The picture of the player was labeled, or the picture of the field, and the player on the field was labeled. So his name is Ronaldo, which is a beautiful name.
Wasn't that the name of the first guy you kissed?
No, it was close. Now I forgot the name of the guy I first kissed. He was from Orlando, wherever the hell that is. Not Florida.
No. Orlando, Italy.
Or
You
Orlando,
uncultured
Europe.
fucks.
Somewhere Orlando, Europe. I don't know where it was.
So maybe we can, I don't know, broadcast from there one day.
We're going to do a secret
can we
stealth
go-
broadcast where we're like, look at us and the thousands of hot guys.
And look at this guy. Does anyone know him? And can you get me his number?
Like, we're live on Facebook right now. If you're seeing this and that's you, I love
So
you.
I know that most of the audience were Latino men, but were there women there?
Absolutely. There were
Okay.
kids, there were families, a lot of Latino men though, and they really love their, football, soccer,
Football.
whatever.
I mean,
you
are you
call
going to
it.
be? Are you going to be circumspect, like checking for rings and checking for,
Well, I'm not just going to stand there and scream, now serving number 232. Like, I'm going to be a little more selective.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna
not.
narrow it down.
I'm going to bring the number roll.
So I realize, and we've kind of talked about this before, but I think I'm on track for a year of celibacy like yours.
Oh, then you're going to find love.
So I'm just going to stick with it.
Go for it.
And I'm going to finish it out a la Sierra. And
Season
then,
1, babies.
And then we're going to bring the ticket machine to the soccer game.
Now serving number 1. Number 1, this is penetration only of the vagina. Number 2 is in the pooper.
No, you did not win the autographed soccer ball. No, go back to your seats. You go back to your seats. You guys, let's go.
Number 43. I'm going to complain.
44. Let's go. Let's get through this line.
Once we get to number 100, it'll be filing complaints. It was too loose. I understand, Ronaldo. You should have gotten here earlier.
Let me introduce you to my backup guarantee.
What, you think I'm taking it in the pooper for you?
I don't know.
Nope.
Someone is.
Was that complaint about her pooper being too loose?
What? Wait, why is it going in my pooper to begin with? I have other orifices.
Now you're fucking number 273.
I'm like 273, 274, 275. Pick a spot.
And on that note, I'm Elexia.
I'm Toxi.
And I'm Sierra.
And we will see you next week.
If you're brave enough.
If you're motherfucking brave enough.
Later, bitches.
Holy ball fuckers.